We have to do this. There's no way we can get around not doing this. We have to react to the Acolyte trailer. You knew I was going to do it.
I know. It's on the list.
You knew I was going to do it.
I just regretting doing it.
But like, before we set the table here, I got to bring the video up. I'm checked out on Star. I've reached the point of apathy after Kenobi and after the trial. Those that are maybe new viewers to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate when you subscribe and like the videos. It helps spread the word. We did an entire trial called Critics Court, which was putting Lucasfilm and Disney on trial for the murder of Star Wars. How do you beat a dead horse? By continuing?
You know what I kept thinking about was we defended George Lucas in Critics Court.
Right.
And then he comes out and in full support of Iger and the Disney board. And it's like, wow, we backed the wrong horse. Because that guy's not going to save Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't care. I'm in a mind of like, I'm checked out. Okay. But here it is. Trailer's minute 45. We're going to watch it together because I want to get your reaction and hear your thoughts. So let's do this, Alan. Let's do it. Here we go.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. Tell me what comes into your mind.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
Repeat a couple things I may have said. What's that?
I had you muted, so
well, just unmute me when I speak up. Like, I just have to get this one shot in. Where is it? Oh, that's not it. Nope. What is it? Come on.
Life.
I gotta catch it quick.
Balance. I see.
Okay. Close your eyes. That alien can't close its eyes. To me, this is all about attention to detail. And one of the things that, whatever you think about George Lucas, Star Wars, he had an attention to detail. You could easily do a digital blink, even make a mask that, they made masks that blinked. They could have done that. So that to me is an issue there. The other thing is I want to point out every single one of these kids is somehow related to someone who works on Star Wars or it's a favor from the executive. Every single one. Oh, my kid is a huge Star Wars fan. Can they be in Star Wars? Don't worry. So I guarantee those kids weren't cast. They're just friends of the production. They go, and then the next shot we see is Carrie Ann Moss. Look carefully because they kind of hide her in the shadows.
Fire.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense. What happened?
I sensed darkness.
This isn't about good or bad.
It looks fairly generic. And my big question is anyone going to care about a Star Wars show that doesn't have any connection to the films, nothing connected to the Skywalkers, nothing connected to the saga story, nothing connected to the Clone Wars or any of the other events? This takes place 100 years before the events.
But
the prequels even, right? Yeah. So Yoda's alive because he's 800 years old. Chewbacca's alive because he's 200 years old. There will 100% be a Yoda. There's going to be a Yoda cameo.
At minimum, Yoda, yeah.
But I don't know the way that the High Republic, the reaction to the novels and everything that's come out related to the High Republic has just been a complete no one cares. Let's finish watching it. There's like 20 seconds left, but then I want to get your thoughts on the back end. Here we go.
This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
Oh, sorry.
Power. This is about power and who is allowed to use it. This is people that are incapable of writing subtext take the theme and just say it out loud. That's the theme. This is about power and who's allowed to use it. Keep that in mind.
What is that?
All right. Alan, what are your thoughts? Sorry.
Well, I mean, look, the thing that excites me about it is the story that it lays out in this trailer.
There's no story.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because look, the job of a trailer is to tell you why you need to see this, and what they're doing is they're putting flashy images in front of you. A bunch of lightsabers. Ooh, exciting! A red lightsaber. Ooh, there you go. That's why you need to see this. Some fun action, some flippy floppy action. You gotta have that one phrase. It's not about good and evil. It's about power and who gets the wheel. That's this has been the story of Disney, all brands of Disney, for the last 3 years. Just put trailers out that have flashing images and vague recollections of what this story is going to be, and that's what entices people to watch it. And I hate to say it, no one's enticed to watch this. I've talked to my daughter and her friends about this, or talked to my daughter and she talks about what her friends say, and trailers these days, especially Disney trailers, just don't excite people anymore because it doesn't say anything.
Right.
It just shows you what's there. The fact that it takes place 100 years before the prequels, you don't know that in this, and you don't care. What it presumes that if you want to see something that happened 100 years before, that you are excited about what happened 100 years later. And with what Disney's put out, why am I excited about that? And because quite frankly, this, that opening sequence reminds me, well, this is just the moments before Order 66. I get no sense of time in this. It's just the direction Disney Star Wars is going is horrible, and I have no idea where it's going. I have no idea what it's trying to tell me, and this has been the problem with Disney Star Wars since Disney took over.
Well, years ago, a friend of mine, both of us very into Star Wars, said the problem with Star Wars as a story is it doesn't have a very deep bench of characters. Marvel, conversely, has a very large, deep bench of characters. You could just make X-Men movies forever.
That's why Disney bought it.
There's so many characters in the Marvel universe that have so many great stories that you could, if you weren't so focused on the wrong thing, make great Marvel stuff forever. Star Wars doesn't have a deep bench. By the approach with the sequels, which basically just destroys the legacy of the original trilogy and Anakin Skywalker's sacrifice, why do I even care anymore? This will answer the question. This is why it's important. This show will answer the question, do people care about Star Wars outside of Luke, Han, Leia, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme, Rey, Finn, Poe? Like, do we care about anything outside of that or not? Just a story in the Star Wars world? We'll find out. I have a prediction. We'll see if this happens. This is somehow going to connect to Palpatine, either Darth Plagueis and or Sheev, baby Sheev Palpatine will be born of a Sith mother. Something like that. So there'll be some connection, which will be like, oh, you got to see it. It connects to the beginnings of Palpatine or the Sith. So we'll see.
Who cares? And who cares?
Right. And also the Sith were not supposed to be around for a millennia, right? Which is 1,000 years, no Sith. So is it going to stick with canon? Probably not.
But again, we'll just keep rehashing it. of this current generation. Who cares about canon? You know, the story of the Sith, Palpatines. Who, you know, are these compelling stories that people want to hear? You know, this is just misguided. You know, what someone's been talking about, you know, Ahsoka was $100 million. How much is this thing? How much money are they wasting with this one?
This looks expensive, but I agree with Garrett. This looks like a fan film. And this is not a disrespect to fan film, and I'll tell you why. Fan films have been spectacular. Fan films have been epic with amazing lightsaber duels. Now that there's sort of basics in terms of sound and visual effects, access to that for fans have made some amazing movies. The thing that is the weakest in a lot of the fan films generally is the acting or the casting. And that's where I feel the weakness is in this. Other than Carrie-Anne Moss, I didn't recognize anybody. Other than, I guess there's a Wookiee in there.
Well, I guess the Asian guys from Hunger Games, from Squid Games.
Right.
I think that's it. Let me also bring up
that should make you happy, right, Alan?
Yes, because putting Asians in bad roles is the greatest thing you can do for diversity. The opening scene, close your eyes. You know, it's basically the idea is you can't trust what you see. The question I have is, what is the context for that? You know, that opening, that the way they set that up is supposed to be this dramatic, you know, haunting kind of opening. But what is that? You know, why should this draw me into this story? You know, what is the context of that? Why? Right. You know, and at some point the trailer should at least allude to an answer toward that. And the idea that you know, you can't trust what you see, I'm not sure I understood in the rest of the trailer as to what I shouldn't be trusting or what I shouldn't be seeing. You know, the fact that and then, you know, you guys brought it up on the Nooner, it's practically devoid of white people. White males.
Yeah, it's exclusion or whatever.
You know, and quite frankly, I don't necessarily care. It's not like I yearn to see more white people in things, but you knew it was a decision, and that's always my problem with it. You knew it was an intentional decision that was made to exclude white men from this trailer.